the 5 things every successful online business needs. I mean, there's lots to think about, and starting an online business can seem very complicated. You've got to think about websites, you've got to think about social media. Do I need one? Do I need the other? Do I need both? Do I need to send emails? How do I send emails? What do I promote? Do I have to create a product? What's this thing people talk about when they say digital products? What about supplements? What about milkshakes? What about skincare products? What do I promote? And how much time am I going to spend every day, every week, promoting and building my business? How much time do I spend chasing customers? What if customers are trying to get hold of me and they can't? So it gets overwhelming, and in fact it can be so overwhelming that many people even quit before they've started. But let's talk about the 5 things every business needs, and the bonus you will see makes everything seem a lot more manageable. So first thing is you have to promote a product or service that people actually want. Alright, so you might have in your mind something you want to promote, but if no one wants that product or service, if there's little or no demand for that product or service, you won't make any sales. Alright, let me give you an idea. 3 of the biggest areas on the planet where there is a huge demand, and there will always be a huge demand for a product or service, alright, is number 1, health and fitness, alright? Whether it's trying to get fit, trying to manage your weight, trying to look toned, there's always a huge demand for products or services that will help people to get fitter and healthier. What sorts of products? Vitamins, supplements, protein shakes, weight management supplements. You get the idea, alright? There's always going to be a huge demand, so you will never run out of customers. The second is not in any particular order after health and fitness. The second is side hustles, personal finance, trying to earn an additional income. There's always going to be a massive demand for products or services or information or even business opportunities that will help people to earn an additional income or to start a home business or to start a small business. Excuse me. So if you, for example, are in the business of helping people get set up in their home businesses, you will never run out of potential customers. If you are selling an information pack on how to get started in an online business, you will never run out of customers. And another big area, apart from health and fitness, apart from personal finance, earning an extra income, is personal development. All right, personal development, whether it's sorting out problems in your relationship or improving your productivity. People always want to improve themselves, and you will never run out of customers. So that gives you an idea of what type of product or service you should think about promoting. Something that people actually want. Another way to look at it is that people have problems or pains, a source of pain in their life, and they will pay money to have that problem solved. They will pay money for a solution to that problem, if you see what I mean. All right, people will pay money for a product that will help them to manage their weight. People will invest in education to help them start a home business. People will pay money for a course that will help them to improve their productivity, for example. All right? Okay. But if you think long and hard and do a bit of research, you will discover more areas, more niches where people have significant problems, where they will actually pay money for a product or service which you have that will help them solve their problem. So the second thing, all right, is a way to get visitors. You need to get people to your product or your service. You can have the best product in the world, and you will not make any money if no one knows about your product. You could have a very shabby product, and if millions of people know about your shabby product, you may get 1 or 2 sales. So getting people to know about your product, also called marketing, is the second thing that every successful online business has, some form of marketing or promotion. And it can be as simple as making a short YouTube video. It could be literally you holding up the product, or it could be as complex as setting up adverts on Google or Facebook. All right. So all these various methods are potentially very effective, but there just needs to be a way of getting those customers in front of your product, or getting your product in front of those customers. All right, lots of ways to do it. Email marketing, videos we've talked about, posting on social media. You can use free methods, you can use paid methods with a budget. Lots of ways to do this, but there must be some way of getting your product in front of the right people. It has to be the right people. Now, the third thing is a way to capture leads. All right, a lead is someone who's interested in your product, who may then go on to buy the product and become a customer. All right, so most people will not buy a product the first time they see it. All right, that's called impulse buying. Most people will not buy on impulse. If they did, they'd run out of cash very quickly. So people, right, you know what human nature is like. People tend to, once they've noticed that they have a problem that they want solving, they tend to do some research, look at various products, pick one, think about it, mull it over for a few days or a few weeks. Eventually, they take action and then they buy the product. So the idea is you may put your product in front of someone, for example, post an ad, and they'll go, that's interesting, but they won't buy anything. All right, they'll think, yes, that's interesting, and they'll go away thinking about the product, and you may never see them again. They may never come back to you or to your ad. So successful businesses, successful online businesses do something very smart, and that is when someone seems interested, they ask for the email address of that person. So what that then suggests or means is that when you post an ad, you don't always have to post an ad directly to the product page. What you could do is post an ad that sends them to a page where there's a bit more information about the product, and maybe you could offer them a freebie or an info pack, and in exchange ask for their email address. All right, a page like that, all right, a web page that's designed to capture an email address is literally called a lead capture page. So the idea is when you advertise, don't send people to your product page, send them to a lead capture page. Because if they go to the product page and they don't buy anything and they click off, you may never see them again. If they go to a lead capture page where you give them some information about the product, maybe a short video, and ask them to enter the email for more information, you've now captured their email address. And the system that you're using, all right, should automatically send them emails once a day or once every couple of days. They should receive an email that tells them more about the product, tells them about the benefits of the product, shows them how to use the product, shows them testimonials, maybe even gives them a special offer, buy one, get one free, 30-day money back guarantee, all sorts of things. So you can see how sending one of those emails every day builds the lead, builds them up to the point where they're so fired up. By the time they get the 7th email, they're reaching for their credit card and they're ready to buy the product. All right. So if you spend a lot of time, energy, and effort collecting email addresses and nurturing your list of subscribers, they're called, these people whose emails you've got, over time, they will get to know you and like you and trust you and eventually become your customers. All right. That's how the psychology of buying and selling works. So you need a way to capture leads, a way to capture emails of your leads. It doesn't have to be emails, all right? It could be a phone number, for example, and you could physically call them or send an SMS. Lots of ways to do it. So you talked about a product or service that people actually want. We've talked about a way of marketing or promoting to get the product in front of the right people. We've talked about a way to capture leads using a lead capture web page. And then we've talked about the follow-up system. We talked about a series of emails. That's called the follow-up. You capture the email and then you follow up. I'm using email marketing as an example. It doesn't have to be email marketing. It could be telephone marketing. It could be SMS marketing by sending texts. And then now we're going to the last thing, which is the bonus. The 5th way is a way to make all this automated and repeatable. It has to be a system, all right, not completely random and separate. Also, if you are going to, for example, set someone up to do what you're doing, they also need a system that is repeatable from one person to the next. So can you see now how you've got 5 different things that all successful online businesses need? So if you're going to start an online business, you've got to think about the product that you're going to be promoting. The product, all right? Think about the visitors, the people who you need to reach out to, who you need to find, who will be interested in your product. You need a way to capture their contact details, such as an email. Just send them to a lead capture page. You need to follow them up regularly. And all of this needs to be pooled together or combined together into a simple system that is repeatable over and over and over again for every single lead or product that you will eventually sell. So now, sometimes it's difficult for some people, such as me, to put all of this together. All right, because I'm not technical, I'm not an expert marketer, I don't know how to create lead capture pages, I don't know how to write the right sort of emails that get people fired up to become customers. So I tend to look at what's called affiliate marketing. Affiliate marketing, if you don't know, means that someone else, all right, already has a product. They already have a website. They already have a lead capture page. They have links to their lead capture page. They've already written a series of emails ready to go out automatically. And all of this is a system that's all boxed and ready to go. So as an affiliate marketer, you arrive and you sign up and you get your link to promote and off you go. All right. A good affiliate company would have all of this ready, set up, and they would also have they'll have everything. They'll have the product that works. They will know how to find the right leads or customers, and they will tell you how to do this. They will have marketing all sorted out, how to market, and they will show you how to market. They will have a link to the lead capture page. They will have pre-written emails. They'll have everything ready. And as the affiliate, all you do is focus on promotion predominantly. Alright, so that's enough of me going on and on and on. I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any comments or questions, just put them down below. Like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to subscribe so that you can watch the rest of my videos as they come out. This is Ugo, and I'll see you in the next one.